Dice is down there.
All right,
Dice.
I'm putting.
Yeah.
You could have visited a lot sooner than
Schmuel's
this.
link
The entire police department
in the
is
chat.
looking for
Everybody
you
go to
guys.
Schmuel's channel on YouTube
Right
if
as
you're
we
watching on
speak.
YouTube. I'm ending the stream in just
What
a
is he
second.
talking about? Dice.
As soon
Dice.
as I
You're
realize,
losing
as
us.
soon as I
What
get
are
Wherever you park,
confirmation
What are you
it's
doing down
released.
ticketed.
What are you
Live.
Wherever
doing?
you walk, you get ticketed.
What are you
Yes.
doing down there?
You understand how it works? I'm going to put on
Pause.
Special Police
Let's go, baby.
Operations Lieutenant
See how he goes?
Winslow.
See how he
Okay?
goes? You just keep going.
Do you hear what I'm saying?
Not at all. Dice.
You hear me?
Everyone knows we're pretty tight with the NYPD. Yeah, I don't think Andrew Dice Clay is going to change our relationship with the NYPD.
Guys, go
I
watch
think
ours.
it's
Go
already
watch him.
been
I'm
changed,
ending
my
stream
friend.
here.
I got it
Bye.
under control. I got a hat.
Dice.
I got a
You
hat.
understand?
We're gonna have to replay that. We're gonna have to
And he
replay
told
that.
me so.
Oh, sure. What day?
Yeah.
What day is this? October
I
1st?
got the complete police
Yeah, right.
department looking for you.
It's September 30th or something. All of a sudden, Dice is down there. Dice.
Yeah.
You could have visited a lot sooner than this.
The entire police department is looking for you guys. Right as we speak.
What is he talking about? Dice. You're losing us. What are you
Wherever
doing?
you park,
What are you doing down?
ticketed.
What are you
Wherever
doing?
you walk, you get ticketed.
What are you doing down there?
You understand how it works? I'm going to put on
I don't even know if I'm on
Special
here yet.
Police Operations
You're on, I hear you.
Lieutenant
See how he goes?
Winslow.
See how he
Okay?
goes? You just keep going.
Do you hear
You're
what I'm
live
saying?
on your
Not at
channel.
all. Dice.
You hear me?
Now you're
Everyone
live twice on
knows
your
we're
channel.
pretty tight with
There
the
you go.
NYPD. Yeah, I don't think Andrew Dice Clay is going to change our relationship with the NYPD.
Well, I think it's already been changed, my friend. I got it under control. I got a hat.
Dice.
Give me a hat. You understand?
I got a
Yeah,
hat.
good.
What are you doing down there?
I want to put the lieutenant on.
Why don't you let the guys work?
Yeah, I want him to talk.
No, don't
to
put the lieutenant on. Why don't you just let the guys do their job? What are you doing down there?
Because he says you're getting a ticket now.
What are you doing down at Ground Zero?
What am I doing down
Why don't
here?
you let the guys do their
I'm
job?
the lieutenant. That's who I'm with. I got the hat now. I got the hat. You understand? You don't have the hat.
Let the guys do their job. They've seen enough disaster down there.
Army. I'm with the Salvation Army.
Right.
I'm with the lieutenant, and I got the hat.
Okay. I think you're the last celebrity to get an NYPD hat, by the way.
Figure it out. I'm all set.
Holy ass.
all set.
I have to see another celebrity with an NYPD hat. You have the FDNY hat too, Dice?
Just say that. I'm all set now.
You have the FDNY hat? If I have to see another Asian guy that's obviously not on the job with an NYPD hat, I'm going to kill myself. Did they give you a patch with the towers and never forget?
I gotta talk to somebody right now. I'm gonna put Happy on for a second.
No, don't put hat.
For me.
Dice.
It's on for me.
Dice. Dice.
What happened?
He's having a nervous breakdown, I think. Happy face.
Yeah, this is Happy Face.
Where is the legend?
Anymore. The legend is taking care of meeting and greeting people.
Meeting and greeting people.
Yeah, do you understand that he's a legend and everybody wants to shake?
Absolutely. There must be at least 9 people there.
You understand
Absolutely.
that there are literally hundreds of people here right now taking pictures of his chiseled chin, admiring his dimples, and just wanting to touch his body because he is a legend. You understand that? I need to go and
Look at Christopher's face.
He has sold out Madison Square Garden.
This is looking like Jesus Christ.
Did he
still
has played
Right.
every major arena
Right.
in the country.
Did he still at Madison Square Garden this year?
The Olive
He has
Garden.
pay-per-view specials.
thing.
He has
This year?
The Garden.
specials.
Did he still at Madison Square
This is
Garden?
why he's a legend. On top of all
Christopher,
that,
stay
he's very handsome.
human, okay? See, this is your future if you start to happy face. Start believing your own fame. Happy face hung up. He got a little upset. All right, Rick, call back Happy Face. We need Dice to talk because now Barry Williams is on the other line.
Barry Williams?
Yeah.
Danny Bonaduce.
No, it's Greg Brady.
I know. But
He
the
fought
guy
in there. Oh, yeah.
Oh, we got to talk to that.
Wasn't that great?
That was great.
Hey, Greg Brady, Barry.
The legend there?
No, the legend is meeting people now.
He's meeting and greeting.
He's meeting and greeting in the middle of Ground Zero. We're very close to getting both of you on the phone at the same time.
I have a spectacular offer for him.
Yeah, so you could ask Dice if he wants to be part of the next celebrity boxing thing.
Got to get in the ring.
Barry wants Dice to fight a chick.
Well, not just a chick.
Who? China.
China.
From
The WWF.
All right, hold on. We might have Dice back on the line here.
She goes for the junk, though.
Oh, yeah, she does that punch.
Does, man.
Dice.
No, this is Happy Face. It's not Dice.
Happy, put on Dice, please.
I can't. He's a legend. He's taking care of things. You understand that people want to meet him?
No.
No, see, obviously
He's
you guys, you
Schmuel
think
channel.
this is the problem. I got,
Hello,
you know, I
hey,
just
Schmuel.
can't. I gotta go.
Happy
Happy
for
face. Happy face.
No problem.
He's
You're good. I'm
hanging
muting
up
you.
now. He's hanging up now.
Oh,
I got the
Dice is
hat.
hanging
all I
up.
can say, I mean, I can't be sure, but he's got to know I'm on the line. He's got to know that this offer's coming.
Rick,
and
one more-
maybe he's ducking it.
Yeah, one more time,
That's
Rick.
what he's using, the
Tell
light
Happy
thing.
Face that Barry Williams, the real Greg Brady, wants to make Dice an offer. We're trying to help Dice out. Come on.
Yeah, like they helped Vanilla Ice out, the last celebrity
Right.
boxer.
I'm just disgusted. Who thought this was a good idea?
Who
Breaking
knew
up
that
some
Vanilla
thousand
Ice?
weeks.
Why are you
What?
talking about
No.
Willis?
Did you see him bouncing around like a goober?
He thought he was in the prison shower again. He was fighting for his manhood.
Barry, did you watch it? I mean, I tuned in late. I didn't get to see you and Danny, but Danny.
Barry was too busy at
Stupid
the hospital
Rickroll for
trying
that.
to.
Sometimes I figured that happened.
Trying to wake
But that
up.
ain't fair though, because
Yeah.
Bonaduce's just training like every
know.
day. I did like the other half like 2 weeks before the.
But Barry's a friend of
Yeah,
ours.
he's a
We
martial artist,
We should have
too.
some fun with him.
He's a martial artist. I mean,
I wouldn't go in the ring with
Bonaduce, no way.
hell
All that
no.
anger from his career, and then on top of knowing martial arts,
And
what?
guys, you know what else he did? He stopped taking his mood-elevating drugs about 3 weeks before.
Oh, he did.
So he was like totally zoned.
He pulled a Tyson.
Because we were talking, a buddy of mine is a martial arts instructor and trained me, and man, I got to tell you, man, I don't know if I'd have stepped in the ring with him.
Yeah.
You had a lot of guts, man, a lot of guts. Who knew Greg Brady? Johnny
Well, they
Bravo
kept a
could
couple
do it.
secrets
Johnny
from me.
Bravo.
Yeah, do you hate
That was
being called
gross,
Greg
sorry.
Brady, man? Does it just bug you?
No, I prefer Keith Partridge. But
We have Christopher Tice in the
You're
studio,
muted
Barry.
there,
yeah, I
Schmuel.
know. And
Okay,
I'm a fan.
Yeah, I wasn't sure.
Oh, me too, man. Thank God. I mean, you know, I grew up on you.
Barry has fully accepted the fact that he will.
I haven't bought.
You could have visited a lot sooner than this.
The entire
Dickory,
police
dickory,
department is
You gotta
looking for
play
you
one more
guys.
time. The
Right as we
entire
speak.
police department.
What is he talking about? Dice, you're losing us. What are you
Wherever you
doing?
park,
What are you doing down?
ticketed.
What are you
Wherever
doing?
you walk, you get ticketed.
What are you doing down there?
You understand how it works? I'm going to put on Special Police Operations Lieutenant
See how he goes.
Winslow.
See how he
Okay?
goes. You just keep going.
You hear what I'm saying?
Not at all. Dice.
You hear me?
Everyone knows we're pretty tight with the NYPD. Yeah, I don't think Andrew Dice Clay is going to change our relationship with the NYPD.
Well, I think it's already
Excuse
been
me.
changed, my friend. I got it under control. I got a hat.
I got a
A
hat.
hat. You understand?
Dice,
Yeah, good.
what are you doing down there?
I want to put the lieutenant on.
Did you
let
hear
the
this
guys
next
work.
one?
Yeah, I want him to talk.
No, don't put the lieutenant on. Why don't you just let the guys do their job? What are you doing down there?
Because he says you're getting a ticket now.
What are you doing down at Ground Zero?
What am I doing down
Why don't
here?
you let the guys do their job?
Lieutenant, that's who I'm with. I got the hat now. I got the hat. You understand? You don't have the hat.
Let the guys do their job. They've seen enough disaster down
Salvation
there.
Army. I'm with the Salvation Army.
Right.
I'm with the lieutenant, and I got the hat.
Okay. I think you're the last celebrity to get an NYPD hat, by the way.
Figure it out. I'm all set.
Holy
I'm all
ass. I have
set.
to
Nice
see another
episode
celebrity with an
yesterday on
NYPD
PYP.
hat.
Very,
You have the
very
FDNY hat too, Dice?
Part of the reason why I didn't
You
come
have
on
the
because it's-
FDNY hat?
Uh,
I have to see another Asian guy that's obviously not on the job with an NY hat. I have to see another Asian guy that's obviously not on the FDNY hat. I have to see another Asian guy that's obviously not on the job with an NYPD hat. I'm going to kill myself. Did
part of
they
the
give you
reason why I
a
didn't come
patch
on
with the
yesterday is
towers and
because-
never forget?
When you have good episodes, I just dominate the
right now. I'm going to
conversation.
put
That's no
Happy
good.
on for a second.
No, don't put hat.
For me.
Dice.
It's on for me.
Dice.
What happened?
Nice.
He's having a nervous breakdown, I think.
happened?
Happy face.
Yeah, this is Happy Face.
Where is the legend?
Anymore. So the legend is taking care of meeting and greeting people.
Meeting and greeting people.
Yeah, do you understand that he's a legend and everybody wants to shake?
Absolutely. There must be at least 9 people there.
You understand
Absolutely.
that there are literally hundreds of people here right now taking pictures of his chiseled chin, admiring his dimples, and just wanting to touch his body because he is a legend. You understand that? I need to go and watch it.
Look at Christopher's face.
He has sold out Madison Square Garden.
Titus is looking like Jesus Christ.
Did he
He has
still
played
Right.
every major arena
Right.
in the country.
Did he sell Madison Square Garden this year?
He has Case's new special.
thing.
He has
This year?
his
The Garden.
Did he
special.
sell at Madison
This
Square
is
Garden
why
this
he's a legend. On top of all
Christopher,
that,
stay
he's very handsome.
human, okay? See, this is your future if you start to
What's happening,
start
Dave?
believing your own
Hey there,
Happy
Schmuely boy.
Face hung up. You got to
What's going
How you
on?
doing? Not much. What's going on with you? You sound
Rough
great.
start, man. Rough start.
You sound great. All right, I'm
Do I?
yeah.
Oh, cool. That's a switch. Everything that could possibly go wrong went wrong, including my broken mouse. Every time I would click it, it would stick, and then everything would just go backwards.
Yes, right.
So-
All right, I gotta get you in so that they can hear you on Rumble over here.
All right.
Here, actually, here, why don't you try it? Why don't you try this? Let's see if this works. It should work.
I don't want to try. I don't want to try anything.
I'm just gonna send you a link. All right, never mind.
Oh, I'm barely capable of doing what we're
No,
doing
you're
now.
fine. You're fine. You're fine. Go for it, buddy. Was there something you wanted to bring up? You want to bring up the Opie clip?
Yeah, I wanna. I got some stuff.
I
Just
got
give
the
me-
hat.
Give me a couple of minutes here.
Okay, we'll
I
continue.
think
Little
I
upset.
sound-
All right, Rick, call
Okay.
back Happy Face. We need Dice to talk because now Barry Williams is on the other line.
Barry Williams?
Yeah. Yeah.
Danny Bonaduce?
No, it's
Let me
Greg
know when you want me to
Brady.
pause
I
it. You
know.
can take it off the
He's
stage
got
at
his
any
name.
time.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, we got to talk to that.
Wasn't that great?
That was great.
Hey, Greg Brady, Barry.
The legend there?
No,
he-
the legend is meeting people now.
He's meeting and greeting.
He's meeting and
it's-
greeting in the middle of Ground Zero. We're very close to getting both of you on the phone at the same time.
I have a spectacular offer for him.
Yeah, so you could ask Dice if he wants to be part of the next celebrity boxing
You
thing.
got to get in the ring.
Barry wants Dice to fight a chick.
Well, not just a chick.
Who? China.
China.
Oh.
From the WWF.
All right, hold on. We might have Dice back on the line here.
He goes for the junk, though.
Oh, yeah, she does that punch.
Does, man.
Dice.
No, this is Happy Face. It's not Dice.
Happy, put on Dice, please.
I can't. He's a legend. He's taking care of things. You understand that people want to meet him?
No.
No, you see, obviously
He's-
you guys, you see, this is the problem. I just can't.
Happy-
I can't. Goodbye. I gotta go.
Happy Face.
He's hanging up now. He's hanging up now.
Oh.
Dice is hanging
All I
up.
can say, I mean, I can't be sure, but he's got to know I'm on the line. He's got to know that this offer's coming.
Rick,
and
one more-
maybe he's ducking it.
Yeah, one more time,
That's
Rick.
what he's using, the
Tell
right
Happy
thing.
Face that Barry Williams, the real Greg Brady, wants to make Dice an offer. We're trying to help Dice out.
Come on. Yeah, like they helped Vanilla Ice out, the last celebrity
Right.
boxer. Like they helped.
The last celebrity
Who knew
down
that
at Ground
Vanilla Ice
Zero.
couldn't
What
fight?
are you talking about, Willis? Did you see him bouncing
With those
around like a
roundhouses.
goober?
He thought he was in the prison shower
What was
again.
that?
He was fighting for his manhood.
Barry, did you watch it? I mean, I did. I tuned in late. I didn't get to see you and Danny, but Danny.
Barry was too busy at the hospital trying
Who is that?
Oh, trying to wake
That's
up.
Dice.
No,
Dice.
who was that? There's another. No, I know it's Dice. But there was
Happy-
another. There was another voice. It sounded like
Happy-
Grillo.
Oh no! I think it was no. Honestly, I thought it was Bennington at first, but it's like it could be Otto or George or something.
Barry fighting for his manhood.
Barry, did you watch it? I mean, I did. I
No,
tuned
that
in
right
late.
there?
I didn't get to see you and Danny, but Danny.
Barry was too busy at the
Yeah, I don't know
hospital
who that is,
trying to
Trying
wake
no,
up.
But that ain't fair though, because Bonaduce just training like
I
every
know.
day. I did like the other half like 2 weeks before the.
But Barry's a friend of
Yeah,
ours.
he's a
We can-
martial artist.
We can have some fun with
He's
him.
a martial artist.
Yeah.
I mean,
I wouldn't go in the ring.
He'll
with
say, I'm
Barry.
sure.
Bonaduce, no way.
No,
All that
no.
anger from his career, and then on top of knowing martial arts.
And China, you know what else he did? He stopped taking his mood elevating drugs about 3 weeks before.
Oh, he did.
So he was like totally zoned.
He pulled a
Can we wrap
Tyson.
this
Because we were
up?
talking, a buddy of mine is a martial arts instructor and trained me,
Hey,
and man,
don't
I got
be
to tell you,
snippy
man,
with me,
I don't know how to
motherfucker.
step.
I said you could turn it off anytime. You
Oh,
got control, just like I do.
how do I have control? I don't see it.
You can take anything off the stage you want.
Oh, I got you.
Mhm.
That's
Motherfucker.
interesting.
Don't you get snippy with me? All right, let me get you. Continue. I'm gonna. I gotta get your voice into my stream real quick. Go on.
Okay, we got go for it. All right,
Go for it. Go for
we're
it.
playing. We're switching. We're switching sides here tonight. Sorry, guys. I had a little technical problem. Mint diggity. I honestly don't know the answer to that question. So I don't know, but other people have said that's who it is. I just don't have an answer for you. So what's going on, fellas? It is Thursday.
Frank in the chat was like, so something about Schmuel posting that picture of Sheckler. I'm like, I didn't even know I didn't even know Sheckler was in that picture. Like it was. I just thought it was a picture of Keanu's. I had no idea it was even a picture of Sheckler.
No, I saw that picture and I was, what do you call it? I saw Flutzy, and you know, that's not the best picture of her, but she's I don't know. She was
That was
she
back
had
in the Burning Bridges days.
she was pretty hot, man.
When she got
So,
some thick on her.
Yeah, and then I saw her.
All right.
I saw her on a TJ Maxx commercial a couple of weeks ago that the wife had on. And Flat Cat has an answer. I think that's oh wow, KB has an answer. So
I guess this is
yeah.
the best way.
Are you talking to me?
Yep. We're good.
What are you
Let's go.
saying? Oh, okay.
I said this is the best way. Let's go.
Hey, can you see if a Keith and the Girl episode went up today?
Went up today? Sure.
I don't know if they record them or if they do them live.
Or is it like let's see here, multiple here. All right, continue.
Yeah, Liam was gonna go on, so I don't know, but I don't know if
I'm
it.
subscribing.
I don't know if it goes up or whatever. I didn't even know they still did episodes.
Oh yeah, 5 hours ago, Keith and the Girl, step 9 with Liam McEnany. Should we watch it? Wow, I didn't even know. Good call.
How long is it?
Hour 18 minutes.
All right, to the 12
We can
people
watch it
watching us.
later.
The 12 people watching us in chat.
We can watch it later.
We've got WATP doing Opie, which we want to give both WATP and Opie a bit of a hard time, or we can watch Liam on Keith and the Girl. Do. What do we think?
Doobie doobie doo.
I saw Florentine once. Florentine's great. Yeah. The problem with some of these guys is it's the same thing all the time. You muted yourself and you're talking. So I don't know if you're talking to me or you're talking to somebody else. He's got that.
Yeah, I'm talking
really
to somebody. I'm talking to my chat.
Got that really expensive microphone system.
You don't worry about
now.
me and my mutes. If I need,
I got a little F fine.
Fucking fee fine.
All right.
Fee
All right. So if you want to put up the Liam thing, I think we're gonna go slow. We'll start with the WATP thing, and then we will go into Liam if we have time. But I don't know if you want to preview the Liam thing. I don't know if there's anything interesting.
Let's preview it.
I don't really find Keith and the Girl that compelling. Never really have. So
no. I
don't
watched
know.
them for 10 minutes and anyway, everybody's kind of boring to me at first anyway. You really got to wow me.
Yeah, also too, it was going to be this was supposed to be the videos coming out with Liam doing dirty things, and I don't think that would be it. All right, I'm going to put up the WATP stuff and get us going.
No, I thought I'm putting up the KATG.
Oh, I didn't know what you're doing.
KATG stuff.
Welcome to Keith and the Girl. I'm Keith Malley.
And I'm Liam McEnany.
Liam McEnany. You heard right, everybody. Welcome. It's been about 15 years. We have some stories to catch up on.
Pause it
How
a
you
sec.
doing, buddy?
I'm doing all right.
Is there still a girl? Or is it just Keith?
Well, it's called Keith and the Girl, but I don't seem to be another girl. Keith and
Every
the Girl.
time I've watched this, like when I go on to look at clips, it's always the one guy.
Yeah, I think
I
the
never
girl
see a
quit.
girl.
The girl's like, I'm gonna have a baby. I gotta take a sabbatical.
I think he, what do you call it? He got divorced, didn't he? Anyway, go ahead.
Hey, I was telling you earlier, this is a very interesting story. I came home from the movies last night and fell asleep in my chair, and then I woke up and couldn't get back to sleep once I went to bed. So
All right.
that's pretty much the whole story,
So
actually.
this is like a warning to the audience. Is this when you opened for one of my stand-up shows and you said, "Hey, everybody, I'm hungover"? And I'm like, well, this is a hell of an opening we got today. All right.
Dude, I had to leave your show because I got really sick during that show.
During the stand-up show so many years ago.
Yeah, no.
All right. Are we gonna? Should I skip around a little bit to look for dabbleverse stuff, or you want to continue with this?
Well, Hold on. What I'm interested in is this might be it. Yesterday there was talk.
You're good now. You're good now.
No, yesterday there was talk that that when somebody else was accused of things, that Liam had done things as well. And then this guy was going to come on this Keith guy was going to come on somebody else's show and sort of expose Liam, but I don't think Liam ever thought, like, Liam was like, yeah, whatever. So
Numero Josh Anyvan says skip to about 25 minutes in. So I'll take his word for it, and then we'll take a look, and then we'll go to the...
Are you on the right
Carl
mic,
clip.
or did I lose my...
I could be on the wrong mic. I'll check.
Ray, and this is my emotional journey. I was like, well, that's embarrassing, but
No.
fair play.
I'm on
He
the correct
definitely
microphone.
saw me kind of at my worst, but I was like,
Am I really loud?
he's going to tell some stories about how he
No, I
and
can
him had
barely
to
hear
kick
you.
me off their show
Really?
during their 24-hour marathons because I would just walk in and start talking,
Mm.
and like grabbing the mic or whatever,
Right.
like, shit behavior. But I was like, I've told enough of these embarrassing stories. Nothing's going to end my life. And then I was like, I had just
my
talked
phone's all the
about
way up.
Keith
It's
and the
crazy.
girl on that show I was talking about with my friend Carlos.
Right.
And I talked about that barbecue. And I talked about kind of how that was kind of the wake-up call I needed to get my life together. And then I said to myself, I never told Keith that. Like, I never really, honestly, I've told literally everybody else. I think I told you yesterday, your barbecue is famous in meetings from Queens to Brooklyn
Right.
and around LA now, right? Like, so I was like, well, I never thanked Keith for that. And then I was like, and this is the other thing I said to you, since we're talking about it, is like, you and Chemda really welcomed me into the Keith and the girl world when not a lot of other people were, in a spirit of generosity and friendship. And I really abused that a few times, to the point where you had to send me an email telling me to cut it out. And I was just like, yeah, I never apologized for that either. I'm worried about the call I'm going to make to Chemda because I don't want to hear a lot of self-help stuff. I just want to apologize and get
Oh,
it over.
she wouldn't. No, she wouldn't.
Okay,
by the way.
good. I was just kidding.
Right. You know what's funny? Also, Ray, hey, he has a lot of stories, and you were this guy. When I hear him on some of these shows, because I do see some of these clips when they're on YouTube and they're short, they
Do
definitely
ya?
find me. Because Keith and the Girl's in a lot of these. But
talks
man,
about it quite a bit.
he should just back off on shit fast this Ray. Like he was, Pat Dixon, I find to be a sexual predator, flat out, full on. I know once Pat was like, you know what? You called me a sexual predator, and I should sue you. And I go, then do it. If somebody said I did all this shit, tell us, do it.
Right.
I'm not mentioning so many women that came to me about what you did, but
Hey, pause
they
it for a
all
second.
did say to me, if you sue me, they will show up.
Isn't this the guy that catfished his own father?
Is this the guy that catfished his own father?
Yeah, this guy Keith. I thought he catfished his father. I thought that after I thought the father was hitting on his wife or his ex-wife, and he started sending emails and shit to his father. Yeah, go ahead.
I don't know.
It's just like
I'm not
all these
sure.
guys judging everybody else are not that clean themselves.
Like when you say cat, I don't know.
Up. So do it. So anyway, Ray brings up hey, Pat, I heard things about you, and then then they do shows together.
Talks about-
One of these YouTube whatever the fucks, and
Hold on. Okay. Hey, can you stream this?
Yeah, how do I do it though? I
I'm
don't
gonna
have
gi-
the
I'm gonna give you I'm gonna put it in private chat for you
private chat.
Yeah.
All right.
because it's making me. Here, go ahead and stream it, and then stream the WATP.
Are you
afterwards.
what are you going
I'm
to
on
do?
Rumble. I'm on Rumble. I'm on Rumble right now. It just makes
is that
it really
why it's
difficult because they can't hear it on Rumble. I got to keep switching back and forth, and you're not in that studio, so it's not. They can't hear it over there, and it's pointless. So just if you can.
No.
stream it, then we can
I'm
both
happy.
hear it.
I'm happy to stream it. I just thought you might be looking up that catfish.
And I'll look up the catfish on Keith right now too.
Interesting. Sorry guys, we have Dave. Do you think you have like the loudest typer in the world?
Yeah. Okay, hold on. Right here. Keith and the girl catfish likely refers to a story or episodes from the podcast The Dad Emails, hosted by Keith Malley, where Keith, a comedian, catfished his own father by pretending to be his ex-daughter-in-law on.
All right, hold on to it. Don't stop. Let's go through this. We want to save.
Okay.
We want to save stuff.
All
I
right.
wanted to kind of shit on him a little bit first.
Okay.
All right, and I don't know where you were, so
and that I not only, by the way, not only
It's
that,
about there.
the embarrassing part is not that it took 15 years, but it took me, 15 years to realize I owed you an amends. Like, and it took me watching Ray DeVito to be like, yeah, Keith can say whatever he wants about me. Most people, I think anyone at this point can say anything they want about me. One of Ray's things is like, I go to New York, people tell me all these weird. Done whatever you want to say about him.
Right. He left spunk in massage parlors 22 times, but he knew how to kick a fucking ball. Right. And Roethlisberger, you got some shit done. So you were in chat, and understandably, you're not really saying what the call was about.
Right.
And so that was, I lost poker, and I think it was because of Sean, quite frankly, because I couldn't really concentrate on what's going on here and poker. That's what I'm going to blame it on.
Well, sorry for creating yet another uncomfortable situation between us.
It's not your fault; it's his fault. But what were you thinking during that chat room where we're kind of saying nothings, but like, hey, good to see you. I'm not really being fake.
I think you went too far forward. I think go to like 25, 26
well,
maybe. 25, 26.
Fake. I'm like, where's this going?
Well, it's funny because I have known you for 20 years, and I guess, almost always know when you're uncomfortable. And 15 years to realize I owed you an amends. Like, and it took. Right. Look, in my opinion, Ray's biggest problem is, you don't podcast unless you're sober. And like, I'm not talking about sober, like abstaining. I'm just talking about like, you wait till you're done and then you let loose.
Well, it gets you riled up. That's when you turn it on.
Yeah. So the thing is, I don't care if people call me fat. I'm enormous right now. I went to the doctor last week, and he did the blood tests, and I'm shockingly healthy. Like, I'm healthy to the point where I realized I've been kind of taking my health for granted.
Right.
Like, I'm not even pre-diabetic. Like, all of my cholesterols are normal.
You're just young,
my liver's
dude.
normal. My kidneys are normal. Like, right now, I should
all
be
that goes south
taking
really
insulin
quick.
once a week. The way I've been eating, and
normal into in the sense that you're a big giant guy, right? So I'm sure they're not like, at low limit.
and I don't have to. And I kind of like had my eyes reopened to what I'm taking for granted in this world right now. I don't know why I started talking about this, except to say, like, when people in that world if they want to pay $10 to call me fat, then I get paid. So it's all good, actually. For me.
Sounds healthy. Does a psychiatrist or a sponsor say, dude, these shows aren't healthy for you? Yes, you're 15 years in, but this can't be good.
Oh, my sponsor told me a year ago not to ever go on them again. So, and I always regret not listening to the guy. Like, anytime I don't listen to him. So right now, a bunch of trolls in that world are mad at me, and they have said they're going to come after me. And I'm just like,
oh,
look, if you're going to come after me, you're going to come.
Liam, come on, dude. Stop it, bro.
Why? Because you're just part of it, period? Or did they give a reason?
It's basically, there's a guy who had a Twitter parody account, and it was confusing to some people in my life and some people out of my life. And I had Twitter taken down.
Danny fan, you fucking
striking Leo.
I know.
Agreed. It was like
Liam.
Somebody was pretending to be you.
You're on his mind.
So his contention
bro.
is it wasn't, but
Okay.
my contention is it was a little too close and it was confusing. And the thing is, when you're a comic, even someone who's not successful or famous, it just like there's fires you got to put out
Sure.
when the N-word pops up on what people think are your Twitter streams.
Right. Right.
And Twitter agreed, so they took it down, and everyone's everyone in that
you use the N
corner of
word?
the podcast world is big mad at me. And
Josh
I'm
Steady
like,
Veg, you use the
it
N-word?
is what it is, right? So if they wanna troll me, they're gonna troll me. I got no control over that.
What a world, though. What a fucking world. So then I get out of chat, or I took a.
This is like my thing with this guy's stuff that I've ever whenever I've watched it always seems like it's a circle jerk, right?
I know.
He talks shit about Dixon, but he doesn't have Dixon on. He talks shit about another guy, doesn't have him on, but he'll talk shit about Dixon to somebody else,
A break from it, and I called Liam back.
But what
And
do you say
we were on the phone for about.
Huh?
Like he's only done a couple shows. Like how many shows has he actually done though himself?
This guy? By
Liam.
himself, you mean?
I mean,
Oh.
like how many live shows has he really done like on his own channel?
Oh, I don't know. I think very few.
Yeah.
But people do go. The numero uno Josh Jenny fan is pissed because he got his Twitter account taken down.
Yeah.
And a lot of people have, they side with the people who've been struck. And, I don't know. I thought Liam's, I don't know. I mean, look, I got confused for a minute that it wasn't Liam. Like I thought it was.
The thing's name is.
And then I realized,
Hey, it ain't
and then
Liam.
let me finish. And then I realized it was like very quickly you look at it and you realize it's not Liam and it is a parody account. So I thought it was very funny.
It's
now
if it hey, it ain't Liam.
Right. And if it was a parody account about me, I could see it making me unhappy, but I don't see why you would strike it.
Imitation is the sincerest form of flattery.
All right, let's go.
About 40 minutes. He starts with what you heard in the beginning of the show. I let him talk, and then I was clear that he doesn't owe me anything except for what he just did, and
Well, he
I'm
looks like
completely
a thumb.
fine, and
Yeah, he does,
I'm proud of
doesn't
him,
he?
quite frankly.
Thank you.
And it was very nice to hear, and it was a very nice conversation. Then I said, I hope it's not too weird that you don't owe me anything again, but I think
looks
people
like
will
a
get something out of
Vietnam
this. I think
vet's
it'd be interesting to
knee.
people, and without being overly dramatic, I
Missing
think I literally
knee.
said.
I'm sorry. What did you say?
Looks like a missing limb.
Record the next day right now. We can do that, and then and here we are. How do you like the phone call? Did you get out of it what you needed?
I had the same exact journey every time I make an amends, which is I'm real nervous. I think it's going to go badly. The other person's always happy to hear an apology, and the other person's like almost always happy to hear that I'm sober and kind of taking care of myself. Because the thing is, when someone's in your life, right, and it's scary when someone's in your life to then make an amends and apologize and say like, this is how I fucked up. But if someone's in your people who like you or love you are almost never mad when you are saving your own life and doing the things that are healthy for you. It's very, very rare that people, are like, well, fuck you. It happens, but I mean, I had to make an amends to a guy without getting into particulars. He broke up with a woman and I immediately started dating her.
Boy,
And
okay.
it was kind
You
of
guys were friends.
we were friends. And then we didn't talk, and I made amends. He was like, oh yeah, no, absolutely. No big deal. I'm married with kids now. I don't even think about it. And
Does
then
he
I
go,
was
how's
like,
it going with you and that skank? Does he say something like that?
we dated once, and
Okay.
it was like a very, very brief thing. But I was like, God, I like this guy, and I haven't talked to him in years because I have been ashamed and afraid, right?
Sure.
And it's just at the end of the day, it's not worth blowing up your life because you're afraid, and it's not worth blowing up your life if you're ashamed. You just kind of like have to get through it and do things that are scary to make things right. So when after that phone call, I was incredibly.
I don't want to make fun of Liam, but right? What has he done tonight? He struck numero uno Josh Denny fan, got his account taken down, and he hit on a guy's girlfriend. He's really winning us over, isn't he?
He's making amends, guys. Come on, he's making amends.
Relief, because then I really thought about it, and I was like, yeah, I didn't do anything terrible, Keith and the girls. I was a blackout drunk. They handled it. And when it was time to kind of like leave their world,
And that's why you need
I
cocaine.
left it. But also, I remember like you had one of your Keith and the girl gathering of the Juggalos or whatever it was. And
Okay.
it just happened to be on my walking path from the bus to an AA meeting in Brooklyn. And so I like ran into you guys both nights, and it was fine. Like I felt fine about it. I don't know how you guys felt.
Yeah,
about
go over
it,
there, Josh.
but like
I'm closing up shop on Rumble.
I got them to
I had my
do
hour.
a sketch on a show.
Thank you
ended
very
up
much for
breaking
the
you guys and
$2.
Jackie the Joke Man up forever.
For the $1.
I don't know
Right.
what it was.
$2.
That's funny. You put that together. That's funny.
David Feldman. Just to be fair, David Feldman put it together.
Okay.
But I cast her in a sketch. It was like Hemda lives around the corner. It's perfect.
Right. Yeah, she ended up performing on stage. Jackie Martling comes behind her, squeezes her ass in a way so the audience doesn't see, and that she can't make reference to it because she's a professional. And that was the end of
this guy. Everything with this guy is about like
what
I saw women, like it's a little. Jackie Martling squeezed a woman's ass, and she couldn't make reference to it. I got it.
What does that even mean? Like she couldn't make reference to? Do you know the situation they're talking about specifically?
I think she was at a show. Jackie Martling was performing. This woman was performing. Jackie Martling squeezed her butt and did it in such a way that nobody could see it. And because she's a professional, she couldn't talk about it. But I don't know. There's a lot of butt squeezing and stuff.
A lot of butt squeezing and squeeze button and
there's a lot. I don't know. There's a lot of accusations, but a lot of smoke. I don't see a lot of fire.
Jackie.
I really don't want to go through this shit. I wanted to get to the part where
and what do you get out of it? Does he have a Nazi flag behind his back, on the wall without exaggeration? Like, what's worth it?
Not that episode. I think it may be a Confederate flag.
Okay, just a Confederate one to make a point.
You know what it is, man?
Like KB did?
I do stupid shit all the time.
That Southern history he always bragged about? He's proud of it.
Oh, yeah. And I don't know, man. I get, you know what it is? At night I get lonely. This is a world where you can hop on a stream almost any night.
Did you hear the Jason Bentley story about Pat Dixon,
right?
And the infamous punch, and everybody, we're all saying a lot of shit. And Pat shouldn't have done that, and Jason's like, "I'm from Georgia, Pat's from Tennessee. Man messes with your woman, he deserves a punch." I thought it was pretty funny.
What about the woman you sold?
There are people in that world I do like, and there are like people I become friends with through that community.
Right.
But yeah, no, that's the kind of thing where it's like, I know at some point I'll be in the middle of a project.
Numero uno, Josh Denny fan. I apologize. Schmuel randomly skipping way forward, saying he wants to get to I don't want to blow it for you. No, yesterday on Ray's show, he said that there was this guy Keith was coming on his show, and there's a whole bunch of video of Liam doing bad stuff, and
I heard that there's.
And I wanted to see if we talked about that, but it looks to me like it's going to be, as I said earlier, a circle jerk between these two guys. Go ahead.
I heard that there's video of Kate Meany topless at a club recently, and somebody was sucking on her boobies.
Cool.
I want to see that.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Goldfinger, if you're out there, message me. I'm not soliciting, though. I'm not soliciting.
Pineapple, you can't help it.
Then I'll get a call from someone, and they'll say, like, "Can you explain why you were on this podcast talking about drugs in front of a Confederate flag?" And I will have to say, "No, but I'm about to pay someone a lot of money to make it go away."
Do you get nervous being is this a dumb question? Being Jewish, and it's the second term of Trump. Things to me are happening faster more than ever when it comes to right-wing Nazi bullshit. As I started watching again, Santa Clarita Diet with Drew Barrymore.
Good show.
And her husband, she accidentally becomes a zombie. She has to eat people to stay alive, but they decide it's okay, this cute suburban couple, if they start eating Nazis. And I took a break after the first two seasons because it seemed the same to me. And that was during Trump's first term when they brought up eating Nazis. And now I'm watching the third and final season, and I'm back into it again. And there's these little jokes like, well, luckily there's more Nazis now more than ever. And I'm like, actually, now there are even more now more than ever. And I'm like, this show is good again.
Either let's go back or let's skip the fucking video.
Yeah, I don't know. So, numero uno, Josh Denny fan. I want to put up, hold on.
Yeah.
Let's put this up here. Schmuel. I listened to the whole episode. You were at the part he is talking D-verse and
25 minutes.
20 minutes forward for some reason.
25 minutes.
Explain that to me.
Okay,
I need to be at 25.
You were at 35 when you first started this video. I kept saying to go to 25. Yeah, like 25 minutes into the video, correct.
Sorry.
Some ways you're good, some ways you're bad, but that was a bad one, but it's okay.
I'm having
It's all right.
just
I
fucking
can tell.
annoyed. I'm
I can
fucking
tell.
annoyed tonight.
You're Buckman
No.
annoyed tonight. It's all right. We'll get through it together, buddy. You got 58 people watching.
I haven't
60 people.
Buckmaned anybody yet.
So you get your watch hours. Hit the like button. Subscribe also. Okay.
Yeah, hit the like button. All right.
My dad's show was 60. Go on. Let's go.
And we're playing
Told him
at
that. That's it. There's not,
I mean,
there's
I
not
told
all
him
these
that.
stories I have. Maybe you told him that, right?
No. I mean, I'm very look. Here's the thing. This is why I'm not scared of this. Is like I'm an open book these days. You know, like I said, rigorous honesty.
Right.
I don't get blackout drunk anymore. I wake up in the morning remembering everything I did. Right. But it's like, you know, I was listening to Ray, and this was my emotional journey. I was like, well, that's embarrassing, but you know, fair play. He definitely saw me kind of at my worst. But I was like, you know, he's going to tell some stories about how he and Hemda had to kick me off their show during their 24-hour marathons because I would just walk in and start talking. You know, like grabbing the mic or whatever.
Right.
Like, you know, shit behavior. But you know, I was like, I've told enough of these embarrassing stories. Nothing's going to end my life. And then I was like, you know, I had just talked about Keith and the girl on that show I was talking about with my friend Carlos.
Right.
And I talked about that barbecue. And I talked about like kind of like how that was kind of the wake-up call I needed to get my life together. And then I said to myself, I never told Keith that. Like I never really honestly, you know, I've told literally everybody else. I think I told you yesterday, your barbecue is famous in meetings from Queens to Brooklyn
Right.
and around LA now, right? Like so I was like, well, I never thanked Keith for that. And then I was like, and this is the other thing I said to you since we're talking about it, is like you and Hemda really like welcomed me into the Keith and the girl world when not a lot of other people were, in a spirit of generosity and friendship. And I really abused
Did
that.
you see the first comment?
To the point where you had to send me an email.
No, I didn't. What was it?
Go down and look at it. Numero Josh
All right.
Lenny fan. Doing the show less than 24 hours after it comes out. You had some bad behavior here in the past in the business. They call us damage. They call this damage control. Correct.
Let's also read this one. Numero uno, Josh Denny fan. Keith, this is genuinely disappointing. Do you think it is good to have a guest on overnight without
Keeping 'em
truly
honest.
knowing the details of the situation? This episode reeks of being the flip side of the Joe Rogan coin. You don't know any of the details of the Ray DeVito situation, yet you give Liam a platform to say whatever he wants, unquestioned, while you appear to nod along and co-sign it all. Are you aware Liam has been in collusion with Chad Zumach and Franklin Sheckler, a convicted stalker and menacer of women, and a guy who has been disturbing amount of evidence they are hitting on underage girls in his 40s and 50s? Is that okay? Liam gleefully goes on Chad's show.
Oh my god!
All right.
All
Colludes. This is a
right. It's
long
longer,
chat.
Longer than a super chat there.
Colludes with Franklin Sheckler by going on Ray's show and subtly trying to prod Ray to say something stupid that can be made into a mockumentary episode, edited to make Ray appear to be a genuine evil character. Liam, I'm going to say it must mean can I? Liam, can I come on your show and try to get ahead of this and paint this in a different light, or say I or anyone saying this am a troll, but this is real life stuff that Liam has been doing up until yesterday. This is the reality. Wow. Did I skipped the whole line. What line did I skip? I'm sorry.
Jeez, you're like Peter Sky Parker with audio, dude.
Yeah, whatever. Sorry, I think we got the point, man. I think we got the point. Let's go here.
Telling me to cut it out. And I was just like, yeah, I never apologized for that either. I'm worried about the column and make to Hemda because I don't want to hear a lot of self-help stuff. I just want to.
The column of Hemda.
Oh, she wouldn't. No, she wouldn't.
Okay, good. I was just kidding.
Right. You know what's funny? Also, Ray, like, hey, you know, he has a lot of stories, and you were this guy. when I hear him on some of these shows, because I do see some of these clips when they're
I
on
bet
YouTube
you
and they're
do.
short. They definitely
Just
find
like
me.
Alex Stein.
Because Keith and the Girl's in a lot of these.
How many views does this have?
He should just back
88.
off on shit fast this right. Like he was, Pat Dixon I find to be a sexual predator, flat out, full on. I know once Pat was like, you know what? You called me a
88.
sexual predator and I should sue you. And I go, then do it. If somebody said I did all this shit, do it.
Right.
I'm not mentioning so many women that came to me about what you did, but they all did say to me, if you sue me, they will show up. So do it. Like, so anyway, Ray brings up like, hey, Pat, I heard things about you. And then,
Like,
then they do
gay
shows
Spanish
together.
tough
One
guy
of these
doesn't
YouTube, whatever the
really-
fucks. And Pat goes, you said
I don't
it's actually.
I don't know what accent that is, but the gay version of whatever accent that is does not sound tough when you yell like, do it.
Oi!
Does not sound tough, Keithy boy.
He sounds
Keithy
like
boo.
a fellow tribe member from Queens.
Get some fatter glasses. Cover that fat fucking face, dude.
I'm Keith. Go ahead.
Actually, in Ray's introduction to his show, you said I have a past, and Ray's like, yeah, I don't know, man, just
The
heard some things.
fucking
Like, all right,
Target
for
microphone
a
also.
tough guy, it's just funny. Like,
Right.
nothing, I don't
They
know. I
were.
mean, you're in front of my face right now, so I don't know.
Well,
No,
we
I
know who
was-
the girl
yeah,
is,
it's
right?
funny. I actually looked at the Keith and the Girl catalog this
Liam.
morning because I couldn't sleep.
Is it
And I was
Liam the
just kinda
girl here? Hor, hor, hor.
I don't know. I think it's the other way around, but
Oh.
Kemda, I think, was his person.
Yeah.
Well, let me just see if there's anything else I need to address either here or privately. And I just looked at all the episodes and I was just like, man, what a good time I had on that
Oh,
show.
woe is me.
You know, it's
Back
like
to
kinda
woe
like-
is me, Liam.
It's,
I need a second. I need
it
to
was
be right
just like a
back.
good hang. I don't know. I was just like,
Dude, where's my boy? Mr. Blue Sky. Keith is a girl. Yeah, I gotta call him a girl, but totally fucking beta male, right? Like, unbelievable. Didn't Ray say Keith was in the podcast Hall of Fame? Yeah, that's off the E train on 173rd Street and Sutphin Boulevard in Jamaica. Nobody cares.
I would never ask you to take any of that down. In fact,
I want you to put extra ones up.
No, I want to. I want to. Well, no. There's one you took down because I was too drunk, and I really appreciated that. Because I started because your fans loved it, and I started to listen
Sure.
to it, and it's just like, instead of being like, oh my god, this is what I sound like when I'm drunk, I was like, I just don't like that. I don't like what Keith and the Girl did to me. They got me too drunk.
Right.
I got mad at you guys essentially for
Sure.
me drinking a lot of Goldschlager until I couldn't remember anything for 4 hours.
As if that's something we kept in our studio. Regarding
You did. You were like, "Hey, Liam, have you ever tried Goldschlager before?" And
Oh,
the
and
rest
I
of that
want to
is
know
on
what
me.
guest gave that to us. We didn't buy it to brag about our success. So anyway, when you bring up the chat that we had yesterday, so I said to the chat, like, I just got this call from Liam, and he's not really telling me if it's good or bad. I hope it's not taking down shows. Who knows? We'll see. Then this guy Sean, yes, Sean, in our chat room, goes on what your
Ginger.
Instagram? What's that?
Fucking Ginger.
He
Always the ginger.
I read it. He goes on Instagram and puts the link to the chat, hoping, which you did, that you'd surprise me by just showing up. You not knowing what the fuck's going on, but he knows, like, hey, this is gonna be awkward because I'm saying, quite frankly, I think he might want to take the show down. I don't want to talk to him about it. Period.
Right. Well, no. Oh, yeah. So he forced the issue. No. It was,
Yes.
well, I'm glad that I popped up then.
And he
'cause
said,
at
"What?
least-
But he's not. No, don't. He thinks he's getting flowers right now.
Right.
Then
no,
if
no.
I didn't call you back, which I did after this chat thing, then I think you would have found a way to be clear again that it was good news and we talk. We're not talking because of Sean.
No. In fact, if you had not called me back by this afternoon, I would have just sent you an email with everything I said.
There you go.
And I would have said, look, I understand if you don't want to talk to me, it's fine. Because sometimes, sometimes the best thing is to maintain no contact and just be like, this person just doesn't want to talk to me because I was too toxic or whatever.
I think this guy's happy anybody wants to talk to him.
Sometimes it's good to just say, like, look, this is it. If you want to talk about it, that's fine. If not, don't worry about it. And,
Oh my God, I wish I was there, KB.
it's like I've done that via Facebook and email when I've had to.
Step
most-
9 doesn't mean they owe you something.
Well, so that's the thing, right? It's like you're not allowed to say you did this, you did this, you did this, and you're not allowed to. And by the way, I'm not confirming that step 9.
Sure, it's just funny. It resonated.
What I say on stage is I'm in a program of self-help and recovery. All I can say about it is it's anonymous and nobody in LA can shut up about being in it.
Right.
That's all I can say.
Yeah.
But yeah, so like essentially, yeah, I'm the amends step 9. You're not like you're really not supposed to say like, but you did this. You're not supposed to like, you're supposed to only do it if it's not going to cause harm to you or others.
Hey man, I'm gonna say this. Liam is talented. Great writer. I've watched some of his old comedy. His stuff is good. And it doesn't mean I don't respect him in that regard. And I'm not really this thing is not look, Liam is trying to do what Liam does. I got no problem with that. This other guy, I don't know. I got a problem with that. And whoa, I'm sorry. Where did it go, Schmuel? Crumb fan. So it was Liam and AA. I've gotten a little I've mentioned to him, and it's funny that we're on here. I've mentioned to him that it's an anonymous program, and the 11th tradition is keeping anonymity at the level of press, radio, and all that other stuff. And I'm noticing here that he's not using the term AA. So congrats to Liam.
Well, it's almost like my dad sent me a letter the other day. And if you don't know the story, everything's like keithandgirl.com/dad. The biggest thing being he started rating my ex-wife on the side without telling me. Happened to be my birthday. So he ended up thinking about me and then went, what about her? Rates her. She rates, he thinks we don't talk anymore since the divorce. She sends me the letter and I go, hey, can I pretend I'm you? And she goes, yeah, sure. Can the Malleys just get out of my fucking life? So then I pretend I'm her. He ends up hitting on her, meaning me. And he won't admit it. Just the other day, maybe he's thinking about death. He sends me a letter going, I was talking to a friend of mine. There's no friends. This is bullshit. His friend is Jesus Christ, the footprints guy. And he goes, I was talking to my friend, and my friend said, when you're not happy with your son's attitude, but when Jesus said to his father, forgive them, Father, for they know not what they do. He didn't say, let them tell me what they did, and I will let them realize what they do, and I will forgive them. So with that said, I have forgiven you. Anything you would like to say? I'm like, well, you're not in a program because this is not how it gets done.
Right. No.
Speaking of 12-step programs, this is the fucking tedious part about going to 12-step meetings in Manhattan and Brooklyn, particularly Brooklyn. Oh my God. It's fucking beta male after beta male and sensitivity and feelings and I had to forgive them, and everything is like, I have a resentment against the man on the subway that was tying his shoes. We're on the fucking subway. Just get over it. People do shit.
Oh, that's absolutely yeah. You should write that screenplay.
Right.
It's not. I'm not kidding. That sounds incredible.
I'm working on stuff. So anyway,
you're from Pittsburgh, right?
What's that?
You're from Pittsburgh.
Close to Pittsburgh. Yeah,
okay.
The country, but close to Pittsburgh.
Congrats on your Steelers almost making it all the way.
It's exciting how we almost get there, and then the guy doesn't go for a single fucking risk ever.
It's so funny. People were down on that one guy for being a rapist, but man, he got the job done. Whatever you want to say about it.
Right. He left spunk in massage parlors 22 times, but he knew how to kick a fucking ball. Right, and Roethlisberger, you got some shit done. So you were in chat,
Keith, digging into that football knowledge from years ago. That Roethlisberger, oh yeah. Oh shit!
And it's like the line goes out the.
Oh no! I put Schmuel on or Shuli.
Welcome to Keith and the Girl. I'm Keith Malley,
and I'm Liam McEnany.
Liam McEnany, you heard right, everybody.
Sorry, kids.
It's like you're not allowed to say you did this, you did this, you did this, and you're not allowed to. And by the way, I'm not confirming that step 9.
Sure, it's just funny. It resonated.
What I say on stage is I'm in a program of self-help and recovery. All I can say about it is it's anonymous and nobody in LA can shut up about being in it.
Right.
That's all I can say. But yeah, so like essentially, yeah, I'm the amends step 9. You're not like you're really not supposed to say like, but you did this. You're not supposed to like, you're supposed to only do it if it's not going to cause harm to you or others.
Well, it's almost like my dad sent me a letter the other day. And if you don't know the story, everything's like keithandgirl.com/dad.
Say about
it. Right. He left spunk in massage parlors 22 times, but he knew how to kick a fucking ball. Right, and Roethlisberger, you got some shit done. So you were in chat and
right. I mean, look, in my opinion, Ray's biggest problem is, you don't podcast unless you're sober. And like, I'm not talking about sober, like abstaining. I'm just talking about like, you wait till you're done and then you let loose.
Well, it gets you riled up. That's when you turn it on.
Yeah. I mean, so the thing is, I don't care if people call me fat. I'm enormous right now. I went to the doctor this week or last week and he did the blood tests and I'm shockingly healthy. Like I'm healthy to the point where I realized I've been kind of taking my health for granted.
Right.
Like I'm not even pre-diabetic. Like all of my cholesterols are normal, my liver's normal, my kidneys are normal. Like right now I should be taking insulin once a week the way I've been eating and I don't have to. And I kind of like had my eyes reopened to what I'm taking for granted in this world right now. I don't know why I started talking about this except to say like when people in that world if they want to pay $10 to call me fat, then I get paid. So it's all good actually, for me.
Sounds healthy. Does a psychiatrist or a sponsor?
What the hell is needle dripping? I don't know. Never seen a guy this old have ADHD. Been dealing with that the entire life. Never goes away. Never goes away.
Say, dude, these shows aren't healthy for you.
Crumb cake. Crumb cake. That's what's in the back of those meetings. And yeah, 14 cups of coffee and crumb cake. Although, since these pussies and COVID, almost none of the meetings I go to anymore have coffee or cake. Not that I would go to any meetings.
Yes, you're 15 years in, but this can't be good.
Oh, my sponsor told me a year ago not to ever go on them again. So, and I always regret not listening to the guy. Like anytime I don't listen to him. So right now, a bunch of trolls in that world are mad at me, and they have said they're going to come after me, and I'm just like, look, if you're gonna...
I played this, so I'm gonna move a little forward. So, essentially, if you missed it, Liam got numero uno Josh Denny's "Hey, it's not Liam" Twitter account taken down. It was a parody account, and look, I guess it was funny. I don't know. Liam was concerned that it was confusing him, or confusing you, thinking it was him. And I don't know. I'm just not. I feel like striking people for shit like that is just childish, and admitting you struck people for that is just stupid. But just an opinion.
Almost always happy to hear that I'm sober and kind of taking care of myself. Because the thing is, when someone's in your life, right? And it's scary when someone's in your life to then make an amends and apologize and say like, this is how I fucked up. But if someone's in your life, it's mostly because they like you or they love you. And people who like you or love you are almost never mad when you are saving your own life.
I thought most people were in my life because they had to be. Friends with my wife, people I work with, not people that wanted me. I'm gonna go back here. Crumb fan. I never got a sponsor in AA. They saw my social media. That wasn't really the one. This one, Schmuel, you go to AA. What works for you? I am a fan of 12-step programs. I think they work, and I think they work.
And doing the things that are healthy for you. It's very, very rare that people, are like, well, fuck you. It happens, but I mean, I had to make an amends to a guy without getting into particulars. He broke up with a woman. I immediately started dating her. And it was kind of
you guys were friends.
We were friends. And then we didn't talk. And I made amends. He was like, oh yeah, no, absolutely. No big deal. I'm married with kids now. I don't even think about it. And
Does he go, how's it going with you in that skank? Does he say something like that?
So what do you think, guys? Do you think that Liam thought way more about how this guy was going to feel about this chick than the guy did?
We dated once, and it was like a very, very brief thing. But I was like, God, I like this guy, and I haven't talked to him in years because I have been ashamed and afraid, right?
Sure.
And it's just at the end of the day, it's not worth blowing up your life because you're afraid, and it's not worth blowing up your life if you're ashamed. You just kind of like have to get through it and do things that are scary to make things right. So when after that phone call, I was incredibly relieved because then I really thought about it and I was like, yeah, I didn't do anything terrible, Keith and the girls. I was a blackout drunk. They handled it. And when it was time to kind of like leave their world,
very funny.
I left it. But also, I remember like you had one of your Keith and the Girl gathering of the Juggalos or whatever it was, And
Okay.
it just happened to be on my walking path from the bus to an AA meeting in Brooklyn. And so I like ran into you guys both nights, and it was fine. Like I felt fine about it. I don't know how you guys felt about it, but like
I
I was
remember.
fine. I got him to do a sketch on a show that ended up breaking you guys and Jackie the Joke Man up forever. I don't know. If you
Right.
remember that.
This right. That's funny. You put that together. That's funny. That
No,
nothing to
David
do.
Feldman. Wait, just to be fair, David Feldman put it together.
Okay. Okay.
But I cast her in a sketch. It was like Kendall lives around the corner. It's perfect.
Right. Yeah. She ended up performing on stage. Jackie Martling comes behind her, squeezes her ass in a way so the audience doesn't see, and that she can't make reference to it because she's a professional. And that was the end.
So I find this fucking annoying. So here's Liam. He says he did a bit. He cracked people up. He wants to sort of celebrate the show and what a great show they had. And this fucking guy, Thumbboy, can't get past. Well, Liam, Kemda's ass was squeezed and she was not a professional and she was a professional and she couldn't say, like, first of all, Jackie the Joke Man. I mean, come on, who would be surprised? But second of all, let your friend have his goddamn minute. Everything doesn't have to be about you and your defense. And I swear, I always found that these guys that fucking defend and call everybody else abusers and all that shit, there's got to be skeletons somewhere. There's got to be something they did that they're trying to make amends for.
He
The
said,
bus and Jackie.
He said, "I'm going to turn you straight." That was the other thing he did.
Right, but not for anybody to hear or anything like that.
Right.
So it wasn't some old school bit where you grabbed asses in the Lawrence Welk days or something, Yeah, but his apology later wasn't as good as yours. His
he did apologize.
He said, "Sorry, this is funny to me, and I can't apologize." I'm like, okay, well, you grabbed my ass, and later she called me crying on the phone. But okay, I think we have a problem.
Well, if it makes you feel better, it probably won't. But Jackie was mad at me for a very long time.
You ever have a friend call you crying on the phone and you tell your friend, "Don't cry"? Look, I'm not a girl. I don't often get my ass grabbed. And even when I was young and handsome, which never really happened, I didn't get my ass grabbed a lot. But I will tell you, we can be a wee bit hypersensitive. Just turn around, smack him in the fucking head.
Because he felt it was my job to make it right between you guys.
Okay, and that's his job to make it right and say I shouldn't have grabbed your fucking ass.
Right. No. So, in fact, I'm putting up
Ozone. That's why I'm here. I'm trying to make it interesting.
Old.
But Keith and the girl, we're always so woke.
Look. That was something I know. It was just kind of like something I heard about.
I played a lot of grab ass in high
I had no
school.
idea that it had happened.
Right. I was in the band.
Because I had invited him.
Butt massages.
I'm putting up old Jackie podcast episodes on my YouTube.
I was with girls. Don't you get to thinking anything dirty?
What do you gotta do?
Yeah, man. I'm in league with
Ozone. You hurt me. You hurt me. Liam coming on here to make amends ends up being more about stuff other people did wrong. Very interesting. I feel like these guys are, they just this is like, they can't help themselves, They're saviors. They want to save everybody. They want to tell everybody else how to live. And my experience is these guys' lives are usually a shitstorm.
With with predators. That's what I do.
It's the world I'm in over here.
I was on Pat Dixon's podcast. These are the things where like right now I'm just kind of like laughing, and in 10 years someone will dig it up, and they will ask me about it, and I will have to say, I kind of like just didn't know.
Sure, but now
like,
you know.
Now I know. I wouldn't, and yeah. So I did Pat's. Yeah, I did Pat's podcast, and there's no explaining it. There's no apologizing for it. I just did it, and I did it again, and then I was like, "What am I doing?"
And what do you get out of it? Does he have a Nazi flag behind his back, on the wall without exaggeration?
He's funny. You could try that.
Like, what's worth it?
Not that episode. I think it may be a Confederate flag.
Okay, just a Confederate one to make a point.
You know what it is, man. I do stupid shit all the time.
That Southern history he always bragged about. He's proud of it.
Oh yeah, and I don't know, man. I get what it is. At night I get lonely. This is a world where you can hop on a stream almost any night and talk to people. There are people in that world I do like, and there are like people I become friends with through that community.
Right.
But yeah, no, that's the kind of thing where it's like, I know at some point I'll be in the middle of a project and I'll get a call from someone and they'll say like, can you explain why you were on this podcast talking about drugs in front of a Confederate flag? And I will have to say, no, but I'm about to pay someone a lot of money to make it go away.
Do you get nervous being is this a dumb question, being Jewish, and it's the second term of Trump? Things to me are happening faster more than ever when it comes to right-wing Nazi bullshit. You know, as I started watching again Santa Clarita Diet with Drew Barrymore and her husband. She accidentally becomes a zombie. She has to eat people to stay alive, but they decide it's okay, this cute suburban couple, if they start eating Nazis. And I took a break after the first 2 seasons because it seemed the same to me. And that was during Trump's first term when they brought up eating Nazis. And now I'm watching the third and final season and I'm back into it again. And there's these little jokes like, well, luckily there's more Nazis now more than ever. And I'm like, actually, now there are even more now more than ever. And I'm like, this show is good again.
They're doing the actual salute in public on television.
Elon Musk,
Steve Bannon.
Steve Bannon. There's no exaggeration. There's no exaggeration. And when they don't, the crowd doesn't clap and go crazy because you're sending love from your heart.
Right. You're not pointing at a bird over there.
Right. Right. Steve Bannon didn't even pretend to touch his chest first, and he did it. This is no exaggerating. And our buddy Rod brought up, showed a picture of the Obamas, Mr. and Mrs. Obama, fist bumping. And he said the Obamas did a fist bump, and white people spent a month breaking it down and bringing body language experts on the news to figure out if it was, quote, a terrorist fist jab. But Elon and Bannon are doing Nazi salutes, and no one could admit what it is. This is crazy.
The right wing.
You're talking about it, aren't you? And other people are talking about it. So maybe it is something.
Mediosphere went crazy because Obama wore a casual suit one day.
Right. Right.
But I mean, so if you're asking me if I'm nervous, look, they're building camps in Guantanamo Bay and they're building camps along the Texas border. And the thing is, right now it's used for they're used for deportees. But at some point they're going to want to fill those camps. And that's just kind of the way it is. So, you know, am I nervous? Yes. Am I scared? No. Do I have a plan? Yes.
So it's so funny, man. These guys are so fucking stupid. This thing about the camps is the same right wing. It was the alt right wing a few years ago with the FEMA camps. They're going to put us in FEMA camps. And that was going to happen to the right wing. And now the left wing, oh, they're going to come after us. They're going to come after us.
Yeah, like a leave the country plan?
I have a plan, I will say, to take care of myself.
You can't tell me where your bunker is because you don't want it to get filled up.
I know, I don't. It's not a bunker. It is to leave if it gets crazy. But
okay,
like that's as much as I want to say because it just involves like a lot of me not wanting to be followed.
Do people believe these stories aren't true? That they're not Nazi salutes, so they don't look into it? Dude, like I have a brother who didn't know about Kendrick Lamar and Drake, and I'm like, what algorithm can you be on? Do these people really just not know anything, though? Do they not know that, no exaggeration, Elon Musk's kid is in the White House and he's whispering to Trump, caught on camera, you're not the president, you need to go away. Obviously, things Elon Musk must have said around him. I want you to shush your mouth. He said, the kid is saying to the president.
Obviously, because 4-year-olds never say anything.
You heard that from your dad.
Yeah, I mean, the answer.
Yes, Liam is convinced that concentration camps are coming. That I don't know about camps on the Texas border. I mean, they've been there forever, but apparently now, there's some nefariousness going on with the camps. I'm about to not be able to listen to this shit
there's
anymore.
People who just don't want to know, and there's people who just like will say, well, this is never going to happen to me. It's like that poem people love to quote about, like, first they came for the socialists and I didn't say anything, and then by the time they came for me, I realized that, oh shit, I should have been a better person. And
nobody was left.
The real moral I took away was like, I should have been a little more self-involved and helped other people.
Right.
Yeah. So but also, man, like I was listening, I like to listen to old Howard Stern clips. It's kind of something that just, when I'm a little too wound tight, it calms me down.
Okay.
And look, speaking of Jackie, there's a lot of Jew jokes. There's a lot of like, them kind of like, and I know like Howard made these jokes to kind of just be ironic and also kind of say this is what people really think. But also I feel like, at the end of the day, that's the kind of shit that, like there's a magazine called Heeb, right? Like by Gen X Jews for Gen X Jews. And just kind of that shit, it's like, yeah, it's ironic, but also just kind of like normalizes, if you joke about Hitler long enough, people just kind of like think Hitler's a joke.
Oddly, if you just call people Nazi, 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 real Nazis don't mean anything. Hint, hint. I got to be honest. I can't watch these two fucking guys anymore. Just goddamn torturous. And Chris Mack, let's see what you have to say here. Chris Mack, the Japanese people in America were put in concentration camps, and the IRA prisoners were held in them in the UK too. Obviously, Australia put its own in camps. Well, yes, I know about the Americans. I don't know about the IRA people being held in camps. And I do know that Australia didn't have camps, but Australia does have Christmas Island. So when you try to sneak into Australia, you're sent off to Christmas Island. But yes, we don't want to do political talk. This is all damage control, even the political talk. No, numero uno, Josh Denny fan. I have to read the names. Numero uno, Josh Denny fan. This is all damage control, even the political talk. I disagree. I don't think it's political talk. I think this is just what these fucking guys talk about all the time, right? Everybody needs somebody coming after him. And in Liam's case, it's a bag of Doritos. I mean, seriously. Just as Stalin 19, one of the great Clippers, said, oh God, where did it go, Stalin? I didn't pick it up until somebody else did. Well, when they talked about camps, Stalin suggested that they make some fat camps. And wow. Numero uno, Josh Denny fan. Schmuel, go ahead and disagree. You are dumb. I am. I'm about as dumb as they are. So I can't. These guys are just fucking annoying. So I'm gonna go into something else. Because there's nothing going on here. I actually went into this because yesterday Ray had said Keith was going to come on his show and Keith was going to defend him and Keith was going to do a bunch of stuff. And then today I heard Liam was going on. So I thought, oh, maybe there was going to be something interesting. I really thought they were going to talk about stuff, but they don't. These are just two guys who I guess they're friends. And it's the same shit over and over and over again. So, I don't know. Let's see here. Probably you get it more than I do, Schmuel. You listen to a collective 15 minutes of the episode randomly skipping around. I did. And I admit it because I was incapable of watching the whole episode. But if you want to send me timestamps, we'd be happy to watch those, but I can't force people to sit and go through 2 hours of this. And Chris Mack, I watched Trump call Kamala a flim-flamming race hustler and watched Kamala call Trump a Nazi. It's also tired and sad. Yeah, it does become sad. I'm gonna read Stallion. I kind of want to know the sequence of events. Was Liam scheduled to be on here before yesterday? Numero uno, Josh Denny fan who watched this entire thing could probably answer the question, but I think no. I think he got a phone call after the race stuff. Schmuel, mute the clip and you and Dave voice over it with some funnies. Dave is the funny one. I'm not. And he's out rubbing lotion on his dad's ass at the moment. All right. Numero uno, Josh Denny fan. I listened to the whole thing and told you what has really happened. And you said, nah, I think these guys are up to. Schmuel, go ahead. You got this, buddy. We can look, you have your point. I frankly don't think it's, I don't think he's doing damage control. I don't think he cares about damage control. I think this has more to do with Ray than it does anything else. So Ray brought him up yesterday, and this is his way of fucking Ray. So Based upon what I heard, Stallion, and of course I could be wrong, Liam reached out to Keith. There were amends to be made. Ooh. There he is. I called him yesterday to make amends, and like we said, Keith asked me on because he needed a guest, not nefarious. No, Liam, I didn't think it was nefarious, but Ray did go on yesterday about Keith appearing on his show, and Ray did say stuff about there was shit about you coming out. So I mean, it's certainly more than a coincidence that you would appear the next day on Keith's show. So, you may have reached out to make amends, but I'm going to assume that Ray prompted it. So, even if he didn't mean to. And Liam, thank you, Liam. Just trying to get the whole picture. There you go. That was Stallion. And Liam, thank you for being here. And we can talk about amends someday, Liam. Not that you or I have any, but just our different views of what it's all about. So I just it gets to the point to me where I said it before, it's kind of like a circle jerk. They just go back, they go back again, and hold on. Let me do this. By the way, thanks for the love of the DM, Schmuel, asking me to do this show. Am I ponderous like you say, or do I have something important to say like you said in the message? Both. Both. If the subject that you came on about and we were going to talk about was sobriety, I think I think that would be fascinating. I also said earlier when we started this that Liam is a great comedian and a great writer, and I have respect for that. But when you get into talking about camps and other things, politics and stuff, I do find it dense. Okay. Schmuel just summed up the whole interview after listening to almost an understanding even less of it. Numero uno, Josh Denny fan. You and Liam ought to get together because the both of you go. But not fascinating when I'm on Keith and the girl got it. This is from Liam M. And I will say, Liam, I find Keith to be a bore, and I probably would like your stuff more someplace else. And I think I said it was a circle jerk. You two guys are friends. I don't think it was meant much for an audience as much as it was meant for the two of you. And there's a place for that. Not saying that it's not, but I'm allowed to have an opinion about other shows. I think this show sucks, and people agree. And I'm happy to send you the link if you want it, but I'm only going to be on here another 15 minutes tops. And Keith is a podcast Hall of Famer. I keep picturing the podcast Hall of Fame like over the Popeyes fried chicken on Sutphin near the courthouse in Jamaica.
Someone's doing well.
Yeah, exactly. So Dave, I kind of want to get out of here in the next 15 minutes, because when we run more than an hour and a half, nobody seems interested.
Your numbers go down?
Yeah, and also I get tired. Although I did drink a nice big ass Red Bull before we came.
Right.
So look at this podcast thing. Or is that you farting, or you just got a bad look on
I
your face
burped.
through these podcasts?
I'm not looking at the chat. I
don't usually lift my leg.
I have to start training myself not to look at the poor chat.
Dave, put the old man out to pasture. He's lost the plot completely. Schmuel, put the clip back up. You dropped 20 viewers.
With that lizard skin, it's gonna fucking take 3 shots to put him down.
Yeah, right. And I got to be honest with you, Mole. Mole knows. Schmuel put the clip back up. You dropped 20 viewers. I luckily do this for what's interesting to me, and I hope people find it interesting. So I'm not putting up clips just for viewers. And but we did. Dave and I talked a little bit about this earlier. We've been going on.
Yeah.
Mole, I know. Dave and I talked about this a little earlier, and we're going to put up. This is the.
Okay, hold on. If we're gonna go into a new topic, then hold on. I need another second because I'm right in the middle of making dinner. So I'm listening though. I'm listening on the thing over there. I was listening to you flounder talking to Liam, so I thought I'd come bail you out for a few minutes.
I didn't think I floundered talking to Liam at all.
Okay,
Did
I'll
you?
be back.
No. Tell me what I floundered on.
He starts sucking his dick when you got here, you fucking pussy.
Oh, I didn't suck his dick.
Oh, you're such a great comedian. Go fuck yourself.
And,
all right. I don't want to put the cooking.
Go. At Stallion Liam M. At Stallion 19. It's all good. I know the price I pay for being in the dabbleverse is I'll get clipped. Isn't that the point of being in the dabbleverse? Sounds like Dave. This is Stallion. Needs some reps on rock bottom to practice not looking at the free chat. Oh, that's why the free chat came up. No, I think I did. I'm fine with Liam, and Liam knows how to get in touch with me. If he wants to talk, we can always talk. But I don't want to be afraid of stuff, and I think with the name McEnany, I don't think Keith did him any favors by outing him there. All right, let's go with who are these podcasts. All right, now because we're not typical, this isn't really going to be about the subject as much as it is the people saying it.
Podcast, WATP. So it's been nonstop since Anthony announced he got a job with WABC in New York City that everyone is asking Opie about his response to it, his reaction to it, and Opie can't stop himself. He keeps talking about it over and over again, which causes Anthony to then talk about what Opie is saying, which is fantastic. I love it all. I'm really enjoying this era of Opie because, Adam, you've been pointing out to me there's very little differences between Opie and Stuttering John at this point.
It's at the point where Cardiff could have another game show that is just you read us the text and we have to guess whether it's John or Opie because they're using the same language about the same things in the same way.
I kind of already have that game.
Doesn't everybody in the dabbleverse use the same language?
Can't wait.
Who said it?
There's a lot of blame to go around. None of the blame goes to Opie though. It's everyone else's fault for the predicament that we're all in. And it starts with this. Opie is talking about Anthony here and how Opie and Anthony, the show, ended.
After 11 years since Anthony ruined the best radio show in America, the Opie and Anthony show, he's the reason the show ended because he couldn't help it with his stupid racist crap.
Isn't that interesting? Opie has always said the show was going to end anyway. Mm-hmm. He was done with it. He was ready to move on. They were going to go their separate ways. Maybe Opie would go in the afternoons, let Anthony and Jim stay in the mornings. The show was over. It hadn't been good for a long time. And now he's coming on and going, the show would have kept going, but Anthony was a racist. That's what ended it. It's so convenient now that all of a sudden he can blame Anthony for ending the greatest radio show of all time. Similar to Stuttering John, he changes the past to fit whatever he's complaining about.
To fit whatever he's feeling at the time. And it's crazy. He's
the flirting Liam. At least we know that part of him still works.
Normally so still, and now he's just like all over the place. He's shaking his head. He can't make eye contact with the camera. He's just kind of actually flailing in front of us, mentally and physically, trying to process whatever's happening and come up with anything to say in response because he's got nothing.
Yeah, that's a good point. There's a lot of feels going on in these clips. And so talking about Anthony's return to radio.
Anthony Cumia is making his triumphant return to part-time AM radio, and I'm supposed to be jealous. No, of course I'm not jealous. What year is this?
And John was just helping Kate Meany.
Oh my God, I'm making my triumphant return to CB radio. I'm going to have a handle. My handle's going to be Great Shows. And I'm going to be heard on Channel 19 as I make my triumphant return to CB Radio.
I just want to point out another similarity between Opie and John. That was a tweet. We showed it on this show. Opie put that tweet out.
Liam, you would be so lucky. Very lucky. What a doll she is.
And now he's reading his tweet on the show because the joke was so good, he had to reuse that.
And just like John, he had a guest on yesterday, and he told a joke. And then
Ding, ding, ding. It looks like we've got a love connection. Liam and KB. Let's go.
And a minute later, his guest came on, and he had to tell them the joke because they hadn't heard it. Once again, reminding us that this show is not for any audience watching. It's just for him and whoever he's talking to.
Yeah, just having a conversation with, was that with Ron?
All right. Sorry, wiping my nose. So this is my first problem with this. It's Opie's business why Opie does a radio show, right? If Opie does this just for himself, then that's fine. You know, you guys don't have to watch it. And look, I get one of the things about the dabbleverse that annoys me is how we're telling other people how to live their lives. You know, you're going to have disagreements over philosophy and all that other stuff. But if this makes Opie happy, then that's fine. And it's the same thing I've said about Liam going to school when people jump on him for that, or Ray doing what Ray does. I don't want to be telling people I don't want to be telling people how to live his life. Oh, am I going to criticize it? Of course I am, because it's the fucking dabbleverse and I got an opinion. But in reality, it's like, let Opie do what Opie does. And, you know, there's a certain amount of cope going on here for the Opester. I understand it.
The waiter?
Yes, who goes by a wacky new name now. It's pretty funny.
Ron the ringworm. Because they think he has a ringworm, guys.
It's crazy. And he's a waiter. That's a terrible idea.
I know.
Of course I'm not jealous. And he's lying. He's not making $300,000 at ABC. And there's not even a chance. Lies, 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 yeah. Lies, 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 yeah. Who did that? Lies, lies. Oh, the Thompson twins. Oh, my God, that's a deep cut. That's a deep cut on your home of rock and roll. Whatever, man. We live in a world where people just make up shit. So what are you going to do?
This man needs a friend. He needs to have normal adult conversations with someone. This is not how normal people behave. And I honestly think talking into a screen for hours a day drives people insane.
You would
know.
not
Not healthy.
MJ, County D, Carl's tongue is always up, Kumi is behind. Anything to kiss up to his hero. And that's actually one of the things we want to talk about here, is that it seems very much like Carl is, what do you guys use the term sweeping now? Is that the thing? Like, it's very pro-Cumia, and we can be pro-Cumia by shitting on Opie. Now, frankly, Opie deserves to be shit on for his own, in his own right, but it really does feel like oh my God, Anthony is so wonderful. Anthony is a very, very funny guy. I am thrilled that Anthony is going back on radio and that he's happy to go back on radio. But it's not nearly as big of a deal as we're making it out to be. Right? Like, I mean, it's great. He's going to be on weekends. He actually hit it at the right time, because there are three guys. I don't know all their names. Sliwa, D. What's the other guy's name? Wiener, and there's another guy who were like three of the sort of big ABC guys on the weekend, I guess, and at night. And those guys are running for office, and Castamides, who owns WABC, had to toss him out.
So he's all over the place, and he has to start soothing himself with his own self-serving lies.
I don't know what that means. Thank you. Thank you. You know what? I'm putting you in timeout. You just wrecked the flow of my live stream, not Jimmy Stewart. So you're in timeout.
Oh, now he's blocking people.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder what.
He put him in timeout. That's not blocking him.
Also, we know does
Not
things
Jimmy
like
Stewart.
that.
I've heard that name before.
Yep.
If you're blocking
never got a
people
job
and you're
on-
looking at a stream that has about 20 to 30 people in it maximum, you've got a real problem.
It's a high percentage of people you're blocking. Yes.
You never got a job offer at ABC. You are seeing that Anthony's back at radio and embarrassing you. Ha ha ha. I just tell the truth. If you don't want to believe that I've had numerous offers to go to WABC, I don't know what to tell you. Okay. If you don't want to believe that, I'm not going to sit here and convince you. I know I'm telling the truth. The people around me know I'm telling the truth. My family knows I'm telling the truth. It just didn't make sense.
Oh my gosh, that's another one. Ask AJ Benza. Ask, he's always doing that. Ask Robert Myers. Ask my family knows I'm telling.
Look, does anybody doubt that Opie has been getting offers from places? Look, I'm sure they're not great offers, and I'm sure a lot of them are like, would you like to make $1 million? And all you have to do is, bring in 4 friends, and then they bring in 4 friends, and we bring in 4 friends. But I don't doubt that he's getting offers.
It's like none of this means anything. Daddy won Opie.
Yeah, and he said, "Ask anyone around me." He's alone.
Yes. Yeah, right. Is Doggy there? I don't see him.
It just didn't make sense money-wise because, I'm in a position that I need to make money. I need to make a certain nut. That nut would be hundreds of $1,000s a year. So when a radio station offers you, in my case, that was a guesstimate because what they really offered was a revenue share with the money they would make in advertising to do a couple hours a day. The offer was 10 a.m. to noon was the last offer.
Okay. This is
Aaron Imholt just called WABC. Exactly. It's exactly what I want.
Very odd. And we played this on the show when Opie was talking about this years ago, where he was offered to go on the radio and it was going to be a revenue split and he couldn't make sense of it because he wasn't going to make enough money. He had to pay out his agent and the co-host and all this kind of stuff. But now he's saying he was offered the 10 to 12 slot on WABC. I looked this up. You know who has that slot right now? Brian Kilmeade. Brian is an anchor on Fox and Friends. He is famous. Millions of people watch, Fox News channel and shit. And this station is very much a conservative talk station. If you look at their lineup, they have Mark Levin, Roger Stone, Bill O'Reilly. I mean,
that's what Toe thinks.
These are all like the big conservative hosts. And they're asking Opie to be in the late morning slot of that station. Doesn't even make sense. Why? Opie doesn't talk politics, as you know. Like, what's he going to do? Go to the phones? Just be like, hey, what do you think about the last executive order? Opie's like, executive orders are stupid. I don't know. You'd have nothing.
The way his mind thinks, I bet he believes that he hasn't been.
Crumb fan, Brian Kilmeade don't have eyebrows. I also find him to be a bit of an idiot. So there you go.
Political, just so he wouldn't screw up getting a gig like this. So if he was asked to be on conservative radio, he could say, yeah, sure, you're not going to find any, differing opinions in my past. He doesn't understand that to be on conservative radio, you would not need to have no opinion. You would need to have a strong opinion, like all of those people that you mentioned that are on the network have. Like you said, what is he going to talk about? And can I just say something really fast?
I don't know, Adam. I mean, he's got to have a strong opinion, but I don't know.
Arrogance of this guy to talk to. I mean, KB's talking to cops like that, and this guy is talking about money. He's saying, I couldn't take the gig. I need money. And that wasn't enough money. You motherfucker, if you need money, you take a job, even if it's not as much as you would like. Why? Because you need money. Do not.
That is a fallacy. And a lot of it has to do with, we do not know how much money Opie makes, right? We don't know how much his wife makes. We don't know what his effective tax bracket is. There's a lot of stuff that goes on here, right? He could make $100,000 and wind up owing more than that in taxes at the end of the year. I mean, in New York, what's the federal, like 36, 40% plus New York City, New York State, whatever his wife makes.
10108.
Their tax rate could be, I mean, but no, I'm tired. These guys, it's like, we're assuming we know what other people's things are. Now, look, I'm assuming that Opie is bragging and he's making shit up and he's exaggerating. But let's not get all high and mighty about, whether you need jobs. And Opie saying he's got to make a certain nut. I got to believe he still got money from the Opie and Anthony days. So
you could tell
to us like you're someone
for 1 second.
Really.
Yeah, you can tell how much fucking Chris, the producer, hates Adam Bush. Yeah, he hasn't said. He barely talks now, and Adam is so dull. Damn shame.
Deitois, Carl plus the potato is garbage. I disagree with you there, Detroit. I really like the potato a lot, and Carl's fine. Dave, I kind of agree with you. I don't know what Adam Bush brings to this show. It's he's got a lot of these strong opinions, but I don't know that he's the guy that should be making them. And how do you take home? I don't know. I just don't like discussing talking about other people's money when you don't know what it is. And Opie's not hurting. This is not like Stuttering John, where he's literally got no money and he's starving, or
show us the
spending it all on
1099s.
Yeah, show us the 1099s.
I don't know. With Opie, maybe he's made just as good of investments in the past, and maybe his wife controlled the money forever. And for all we know, he's got to wake up that early so that he can go to his day job.
Maybe. But he's always been a guy that woke up in the morning, right? And I got to admit, I give these guys, this is where I also give
for sure
the steel toe respect. Getting up every morning and doing a show absolutely blows me away. So NJ County D, Nerdy Naughty's actors are so in season. Yeah. I'll tell you the truth. If it weren't for the Stuttering John podcast and WATP, I would have no idea who Adam Bush was. I mean, it seems like he's had a decent career, but other than that,
understand.
Where was he the night Michelle Trachtenberg died?
Yeah,
where were you? Where were you, Adam Bush? Did you kill her?
Money in today's society. You sound like a spoiled, just like puffy little just
from his beach house.
Yeah, from your beach house with the view of the Hamptons Ocean, like a classic sign of privilege. It is so offensive, and he doesn't even know. He has no idea. He's thinking he's relating to the common man. Yeah, we all take jobs and lose jobs. If you need money, you take it, or you shut.
Don't use the word offensive.
And I have clips.
Don't use that
later
word.
on with Anthony watching this exact portion and reacting to it. And the other thing that Opie's not understanding here. Okay, let's say this was a real thing that they said, Opie, watching the 10 to noon slot. We don't have a salary for you, but whatever we sell in advertising revenue, we'll split with you, and you'll make a portion of that. And so here's what the ranges might be, or something like that. Opie could take that opportunity and then promote other things that he's doing and build a larger audience that isn't Opie and Anthony people, that aren't jaded with his past career. And he could start something.
Isaac Walmart, a sign of privilege. A sign of privilege is if his parents gave him that house. But Opie earned that house. He worked on that house, right?
It's true.
So
it's true.
It's not privilege, pal.
I have a question. Over under. He sells that house in the next before Trump. Okay, under we'll make it 4 years. So under or over 4 years, he sells the house. Your opinion?
I don't know.
One of the houses.
I don't see him selling either house. Unless he actually needs cash, because he bought these things quite a while ago. Like his apartment in Manhattan is worth twice what it was before. This place out on the island is worth twice what it was before.
Sure.
I mean, they're worth a shit ton of money. And at the very least, he could, take a HELOC or whatever. He could tap into the equity in them. So I don't see it. So that's just my opinion. Look, I think Opie is a guy who's never going to break out of being the Long Island guy. His parents were really cheap, right? Based upon what he said. He can't break out of who he was. And so that's why he thinks the way he does. So maybe his wife is the calming influence or what keeps him on track. Yeah.
Anything else up. Being on the radio, I looked up the ratings. WABC is the highest rated AM station in New York City. It's got a 4.6 share. It's doing way better than WFAN. The Fan has a 2.7. Now, I realize the Giants and the Jets suck, so maybe that's part of it. But still, when I think about sports talk, I always assume, well, that's an FM station that's doing sports talk. And yet this AM station is doing twice the number. So there's an audience there. I'm with you guys that AM radio is not my go-to. But you're in an area that reaches 14 million people with this signal, probably more at nighttime, especially with AM. And so, yeah, there's a huge audience out there. And Opie's only thought is, I need to make this amount of money in order to do the job.
If he actually had somebody working on this podcast with him, if he had like a Royce or even just a friend, they would say, dude, if you do that gig for no money, you can plug the podcast. It's only a couple hours, do it, and everyone will know about them. It's free advertising. Like,
if you know anything
Royce?
about I think this is such a stupid take. You know?
Adam
Royce did he help
Look at Mersh.
Oh yeah, I was thinking of the other Royce, the Stuttering John Royce. Right?
It's the same Royce.
Is it really?
You fucking retarded, dude. You've never heard of Revenge of the Sis?
No, I've heard of Revenge of the Sis, but the Royce that John Melendez, Stuttering John, started his podcast with is a different Royce. Right. Stallion, thank you. I blew Dave away with my boomer knowledge. SJ's Royce. No, SJ had a Royce too. Wake up there, Sarah.
Okay, well, I'm talking about which Royce is he talking about? He's talking about his SJ's Royce?
I thought he was talking about SJ's Royce. I can't imagine this guy being
about Merce's
into
Royce or...
Revenge of the Sis Royce at all.
For us to buy advertising on WABC would be so expensive. You could do it for 2 hours a day. And no, his ego won't let him, and we're supposed to feel bad for him.
And he says, I don't know if I have the clip, but he says at some point in here, he's like, that's going to be a lot of work to do a radio show. It's like, dude, all you do on your show now is read the chat. On a radio show, you can take phone calls like you love to do. Problem is, old people have to know what the fuck is going on in the world.
Don't you worry.
And in New York City.
Yeah, but the other thing that the one thing he doesn't have here that he will have there are bosses. He's got nobody breaking his balls here, except the people on the chat.
And he can't be bothered to know what's happening.
I guess I said it years ago, knowing that eventually Anthony was going to get a job there. But Chaz calls me. He's like, oh, I just need you on this station. How about 10 a.m. to noon? You don't have to work Fridays. He goes, but and I go, at that time, I did say, all right. Because I was kind of thinking, it wouldn't be that bad to go on a radio station to promote the podcast I was doing with Carl Ruiz.
Mm-hmm, there you go.
There you go.
I said, all right, Chaz, I want to hear more. He goes, all right, so it's 10 a.m. to noon, 4 days a week. We'd want you in studio, but you certainly could do a whole bunch of shows wherever you want.
Sounds
At
amazing.
that time, I was pretty much living at the beach house.
Great.
And he goes, well, there's one problem. What's the problem, Chaz? That's why I know they're not offering Anthony $300,000. He's lying through his teeth. Chaz goes, we can't pay you. We can't pay you. I go, what do you mean? So he goes, what we can do is.
All right. So this is it's an advertising split, blah, blah. I don't need to really go through this. How long ago did Carl Ruiz die? Like when was Opie doing this? Right? Like, so now look, I know that Opie said that they contacted him on February 2nd or 10th, and it's possible because those other 3 guys got let go, but this is going back quite a while. And
2019.
WABC, okay. So what is that? 6 years ago? WABC was a different radio station then. I think Castamedes was just taking over. I think there's a lot of room here to believe Opie. And it may be an exaggeration, but I don't think it just didn't happen. But here's my question.
Whatever money we bring in advertising wise, we'll split with.
I don't really care about. I wasn't really interested in Opie in this.
Not even an option. You won't even consider it.
Yes.
And I'm sure everybody's fucking seen.
What's up, Opes? Christmas. He said Christmas. He's kind of stupid and both.
Here's my question.
F yourself.
Like, wake up with Opie. We'll talk about having a coffee. A doggy might show up. I think that's the whole point of this thing.
And how long does that last?
And then he gets all upset over one fucking free chat that he can't help but read. He doesn't even read any chats.
Could have had the vegetable.
Could have had the vegetable party.
Yep. Happiest I've ever seen him.
I can't stand that he insists on being back.
I keep forgetting I'm not on.
I'm just trying to make a thumbnail for my podcast, OP.
Idiot.
I just need one stinking thumbnail. People can see your fucking face.
Anyway,
son.
Fucking shit.
I think Opie just does stuff to annoy Carl. I'm convinced of that.
I don't know. I mean, this is like he's putting on a little bit of a show.
Right.
And it's but he's always kind of done that. Like, I don't know if it's a nervous thing or not, but there's the showmanship kind of a thing is like It's like his way. He does this like how he used to act with his kids, probably. His kids used to be like, "Oh my god, hello, hilarious."
Gotcha. So anyway, so the reason why I brought this clip up was because what you said when you and I were talking about Adam Bush, and I was like, I don't really know what he brings, and we were both saying that he should have stayed on that Stuttering John train for a while longer because that was fun, but there's not much here. I think he and Carl are just too alike, so I don't think that they balance each other. But it was like, is it just me, or are producer Chris and Cardiff exceptionally quiet during this episode?
Chris has been quiet. It feels like a lot of the Adam Bush episodes, and like I don't know if they're both. Chris is already kind of a monotone dude, so now you added a second monotone dude, and then Cardiff on top of that. You have 3 monotone people, and then Carl,
right?
Who might as well be the embodiment of a, the living embodiment of a concentration camp.
Well, I like Carl.
I like Carl too. It has nothing to do with that, but he's very
and I think Carl is fine.
Static.
No, I think Carl does a good job on here. I just think that on the show, I just think this is that he's really ball washing Anthony on this is what's going on here, right? And,
it's the boss,
and I think it's great that Anthony's going back to terrestrial radio. I'm glad that he's going to be happy doing it and all stuff. I'm sure I shouldn't say I'm sure, but I don't think it was about money. I think it was about vindication. And I do think there's got to be a certain amount of Anthony like sticking it to Opie to do it. But
I guarantee you, there's no for sure when it comes to whatever deal he got with Kumiak, he ain't worrying about no fucking revenue share. He's got a guarantee that's pretty good above, and then I'm sure we'll have a revenue share on top of that bonus.
No,
it's not gonna be some bullshit fucking multi-level marketing radio that Opie was talking about.
I said that earlier, right? You'll get 4 friends, and then they'll get 4 friends.
Yeah,
and,
exactly.
Well, 4 friends, and imagine the amount of money. Imagine the amount of money we'll make.
Luis J. Gomez's tour this year is called the Bring 5 Friends tour.
Oh,
yeah. It's free. Hey, bring 5 friends.
God, I have a friend of mine who was big into Amway, and not so much these days. I don't know that I really want to go through.
Man here. All right, so yeah, talking about what would Opie do on WABC? It doesn't make sense to even hire him since it's a political talk format.
All right, so I love WATP. I listen to it all the time, and I have to admit that this episode just I shut it off, and I probably got about this far in, and then that was about it. And then I had to listen to it today because I knew we were doing it tonight. So, Detroit is the AM radio show syndicated. Who listens to AM? I don't know who listens to AM, and the answer to your question is no, the show is not syndicated. Apparently, from Anthony's explanation, WABC is part of a cluster of stations. I don't know if the guy owns 250 or if they all just amalgamate, but each one of the stations is allowed to pull the audio from other stations. So they probably have to pay for it, but they have access to everything. So, if Dubuque wants to play Anthony, I guess they can, but there's no deal in place to do that.
Cool.
So it's strictly a New York thing.
That's cool. Whatever.
Hey, Stallion 19. This is the biggest sell of WABC. WABC has an app.
I'll download it and listen. I'm for sure gonna download and listen. That shit will get you copyrighted though off of YouTube for sure.
It's funny. I listen to Q104.3 at work every day.
For sure not. What am I saying? Go on.
And the reason why is because it's on Alexa. And it's really hard. It's really hard to listen to. One, because it's on Alexa, you don't get the same commercials they run on local radio. So you get like a boatload of drug commercials and a boatload of iHeartMedia, how successful we are. And run your ad here.
I forgot. I'll let you control the chat. I forgot.
No, that's fine. There's nothing tonight. I just want to wrap it up, buddy.
Okay.
All
right,
you got
bud.
anything else?
That's it. Go to my YouTube channel, David Sarah. I'm there Tuesdays and Thursdays. But I stream at all day, all hours of the night. At any random time, you'll find me streaming. So just go to follow me on YouTube at David Sarah. Thank you very much.
What is Armenian coffee?
It's
Is that
basically
like Greek
espresso.
coffee?
Greek coffee, Turkish coffee. It's all the same. It's basically espresso.
Do you guys have chicks that read the bottom of the cups?
Oh yeah, you do the little fortune telling thing. I think the best thing to see is a bird at the top of the rim. Is like the creme de la creme of fucking Armenian coffee or Turkish coffee, Greek coffee readings.
Amazing. And day trois, we're gonna close with the drink of the week, the Armenian coffee martini.
All right. Yeah, that's right.
Not gay.
Not gay.
All right. I am at Buckman Schmuel on Twitter. And
We gotta fix that, dude.
Buckman _ What do we gotta fix?
No, you're Schmuel _ Buckman on YouTube. I told you. You need to go back to Schmuel Buckman.
I'm
or
gonna
Buckman
fucking.
Schmuel.
I'm gonna come through the goddamn computer and smack you.
I'm telling
Okay,
you.
you see Schmuel Buckman. You see that? You see my name. I just said at Buckman Schmuel on Twitter and at Schmuel _ Buckman
I know
on
that.
YouTube.
But I'm saying, why do you have that one? You have to change it back to either Buckman Schmuel or Schmuel Buckman, not Schmuel _ Buckman. Neither of those other ones are taken.
I don't really think that I've had a problem with people finding me. Yeah, they were taken. That's why I couldn't get them.
They were taken because you asked. Oh my god!
All right, you
I
think
love you guys.
that was on YouTube? I understand.
You made a second
All right.
one. Remember?
Feel free to remote in. You have access to my account. Do
I know,
whatever you
not
need
to your
do
YouTube. No,
to
I'm not
hook
getting
me
into
up.
it. All right, enough fucking tech talk. Autistic Adam.
Oh,
Autistic
and
Adam.
follow Dave Sarah at YouTube at David Sarah or on Misery
Rumble.
Loves Company.
Yeah.
4 p.m. Monday through Friday on
That's right.
Rumble.
Yeah, and follow me on Rumble too. Rumble.com/David Sarah. Dave Sarah.
All right.
Dave Sarah. Bye bye.
Good night. Good night. Good night. Good night.